Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley Showcase. I've got some catching up to do, and I don't know if I've done a Hot Wheels RLC showcase in a while. I do plenty of showcases. I just do them as shorts. I kind of like doing the individual short videos. I don't need to explain it. They're kind of fun to do. I think it makes more sense with RLC just to show you the model, put some cool music to it. But there's some stuff to discuss, so that is what we're gonna do. I'm in my studio. I have this little studio that really gives you a nice clear look, and I have the gloves today. So am I doing the white glove treatment because I'm dealing with these fancy models? No, I'm doing it because the lighting is so bright here. I've been getting some questions about the white gloves, which kind of cracks me up. I'm only doing this because we're getting so close up on these models when I do this type of video that I'll just spare you the realities of human hands, right? I mean, we all know what our hands look like, but you don't need to get too close up. So got the white gloves. We're going to open up the last couple of RLC models. The McLaren, this is what we're really going to talk about. This one is sealed, so we're going to see what's going on with this one. I have the Pagani, which I think at the time I'm shooting this video is not out yet, but maybe by the time you're watching this will have already been on sale. But this is the preview model from Mattel that I've showcased, and we'll open that up and take a look at that. But we'll start by catching up on these RLC models. See, it's just like the light, even just the tiniest speck of dust shows up. That's why I try and spare you all of that. All right. RLC models, and for kicks, I also have the latest convention models, at least two of them, that I haven't opened yet, and I realized I was behind there too, and why not do this here? Thought that made more sense too. So we'll start with those. Look, I'm not even trying to be fancy. I'm not even trying to get, like, I've got all the little sides of the studio and the shop. We're just going to concentrate on the models. So the RLC models, we'll move those out of the way, and let's get to it. There were actually three technically, other convention models. I'll show you those real quickly. They've been seen. This is nothing new. It's just my chance to get my convention model showcase, or my convention display, updated. There was the Dwayne Vance Cowabunga. He talked about this in the sneak peek video we did. It's absolutely fantastic. Of all that released so far, this one is my favorite, at least, and the designers get to have whatever fun they want with these. I hope that people enjoyed that. The other model that I've already opened was the pink model that obviously is sold on Mattel Creations as well. It's the RLC. It's historically called the party car because they did an RLC party, and there was a way to acquire the car at the RLC party at the convention. They don't do that anymore, but they still make the pink car available to convention attendees, and then they sell the leftovers or a certain allotment on Mattel Creations. This Cobra R Mustang is phenomenal. I love it in pink. I love the wheels on this one. It's just a really, really cool model. And maybe my favorite of all of these, as much as I love Moon Eyes and everything else, the pink Mustang just really did it for me. Really dig that one. There was also the blue Finale Camaro. I have it packaged. It's somewhere in storage. I couldn't find it. I was okay on the blue Camaro. I was more into these two. Like, I don't collect every convention model, so I'm going to keep the blue Camaro packaged for now, figure out what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll open it up later. But let's get to opening these. I mean, like I said, if you follow Lamley, if you follow a bunch of other channels, you've probably seen these open. But let's do it anyway. This is the 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. That's been a convention model several times, the 55 Bel Air. There was a gold, there was a black, there was a dinner model, there was a finale model. I think we're going about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 versions of the Gasser, and then we get it again. It's a popular casting. The convention folks Mark and Jennifer, who decide what models to use, are going to use models that are popular. They get people wanting to be at the convention and spending their money. That's the point of these conventions, right? And doing a Moon Eyes Gasser, I mean, this would be popular no matter what, right? So, show you the back, show you the front, everything else. Julian's artwork for Atlanta, and I need a loose one for my collection. So, for my wall display, and I have a Moon Eyes collection, so we're all about this one. And I've been wanting to open it, so I thought I would do it here on camera. Get that out of the way. Yeah, this is, now that you open it, you see the pinstriping on top. You see the detailing in the engine. is really, really cool. There's the details on the back, the convention details. They do that more subtly now, which is nice. And then yeah, all the moon eyes. Oh, this will go. I did a ranking of the best Gasser models, and I think I ended up as the Boulevard. The Tri-by-5 Boulevard is my favorite. This could make a run for it. It's really, really nice. Has the 55 Bel Air been played out? Some people are suggesting that. You know, it is until it's not, right? And when you get something like this, this is a fresh look. Those tires are cool too. Look at that. Have we seen tires like that? I don't remember. Anyway. Oh yeah, love that. I'm going to take it out of the shop because we've got other things to do, including opening up this Toyota Supra. Wanted to go to Supra. I know we're getting an RLC soon, but they went with the Fast and Furious model. This one was very, very popular. Folks wanted it, so no complaints on this one. And doing it in pink and kind of a simple deco is pretty cool. I'll show you the back. I didn't show you the numbers on the Gasser. These are the convention models. 6,200 on this one. That was 59.53. And then 51.22 out of 6,200. Let's just open it up. That was 2 of 3. So these are the 2 that you could buy. I think up to 3 per attendee. And I think a lot of people bought their allotment. I don't know how many were left over. Here it is. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so what's the history of this one? Started as Fast and Furious in Basic. It's been in Basic a ton. It was Super Treasure Hunt. White Fast and Furious model, which was cool. And then it started moving towards premium. We've seen it in Fast and Furious a couple times, right? Toyota set. I think its first premium version was in that mix. Oh, what was that mix called? I don't know, but it was in red. So this is a nice version to get. Kind of a nice addition, convention or not, a nice addition to the Supra family. It's going to, this one will, once the RLC comes out with the OEM wing, this one will just kind of, I don't know, it's with the aftermarket spoiler on this one. Some people don't like it. I get it. But it's had its Fast and Furious lifespan, and this one adding to it, I like it. You see the choices that they do on these convention models. They kind of go in all kinds of different directions. And I don't think there's going to be very many complaints about a Supra, at least right now. So very, very cool model as well. That is done. Let's move on to the 2 RLC models, and then we'll get to the controversial McLaren and the upcoming Pagani. All right, so if I do it in order, I think the Mercedes came first. And I did a short feature because Mattel sent me a sample to show. So I'll just get this one opened really, really quickly. I think this one is sold out. I'm not sure. I think both of these were available for a while. If they still are, worth getting. New casting, Mercedes AMG G63 4x4. Saw that Matchbox today dropped the EV version. This one is numbered. 12,473 out of 30,000. We don't see that as much anymore. See if I can even get this open with these gloves. Yeah, pretty good. This has been talked about a lot. I think Brendan even mentioned it in the video, in the sneak peek video, because it was just ready to come out. I think this is phenomenal. No opening parts on this one. I understand the lace wheels. Some people don't like the lace wheels. I'm sure we'll see future versions of this one with different wheels if you're not into the lace wheels, but it's definitely a different type of model for RLC. It's definitely adds to the variety of the RLC models. Obviously, we're seeing supercars coming with the McLaren and the Pagani, hypercar with the Pagani, right? So getting this, no complaints either. And, like the separate piece on the roof, look how nice that looks. Separate side mirrors. Brendan talked about side mirrors when they're not in the Spectraflame color. They can do them. They did them. I love how they did the spare tire. That is a rubber tire on the back. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it a lot. And I think we'll get some cool versions of this one. it. I don't, I don't know. The G-Wagon is a popular car. It seems like it would be a very popular model, but we're all, we all different. This one, I don't know how well this one sold compared to, but I think they knew that. That's why they numbered them, did a smaller run. But if you don't have it, it's worth having, I think. All right, so that's that. I'll put that here just for a second, and let's get to this 1968 custom Plymouth Barracuda, Phil Reelman design. We saw this debut back in October, this casting as the dinner model for Phil, just like Dwayne Vance did the Cowabunga. He designed this model for the dinner, and then they obviously continued its lifespan as an RLC model. He liked this. He said I think his explanation was if he got his hands on a 1968 Cuda and he had all the money in the world to work with to build a custom Cuda, this is exactly what he'd do. Have it sit a little lower, put some of these custom features on it, just giving it a, well, let's just open it, right? Might even say that here. You can freeze the screen. Yeah, anyway. Let's open it. I really like this color. Oh yeah. Oh, this is really nice. Casting's phenomenal. Love the 5-spoke reel riders. Look at the engine here before I put it on the turntable. Really nice. Underrated casting already. You muscle car fans, that's definitely an interesting take on a muscle car. Let me close the engine so you can kind of see it. We'll put it on the turntable. This teal Spectre Flame, let me look back, not away from the microphone. Looking to see if that teal has been used before. Closest is maybe the Bronco. I don't know. Did get side mirrors. Phil got side mirrors on. But as Brendan said, they're a little blobbish, but they still look cool. They look modern. Yeah, that's really cool too. All right. RLC looking good. I think both of those are underrated. They're not Skylines, and I know everyone's, oh no, another Skyline, but then they end up selling like crazy. But if you really want to, instead of just making the comment on Instagram, oh no, another Skyline, the way to really prove your point is buy these models. All right, let's move on to the McLaren, then we'll finish off with the Pagani. All right, so people have asked me if I've heard about what's going on with the McLaren. Yes, I have. I got a sample from Mattel, and I have it behind the camera. Here it is right here. That I did some pictures of and a feature. In fact, I think it was the actual car that they photographed for the promo. I think there was a lot of excitement about the McLaren, and then it arrived in people's hands, and there were all kinds of quality control problems. I think Champion DJK did one, and he saw there were like little, like almost like not hairs, but like kind of like some Velcro-ish kind of fur. It just seemed like there was just a lot of QC issues with the McLaren. Some people said the doors broke, everything else. So I thought, as part of this video, it might make a ton of sense. I bought one, so I have the one that Mattel sent. We've already seen it. Looks fine. So I got the McLaren as part of the Overdrive program. I'm signed up for that. So they sent me the sample, showed that, but I wanted to buy one myself, and I hadn't opened it yet. And then when I started hearing the complaints, I was like, well, might as well do this on video. Show you that it's sealed. I hope you can tell that it is. And here, if it's perfect and in perfect shape, I'm not trying to prove to anyone that, oh yeah, nothing to worry about. All I'm just going to do is open it. If it's really bad, we see it. If it's fine, that's fine too. But two things I wanted to say is, number one is I've heard, and it's really disappointing for the cost of this car and the excitement for this car, that there was a lot of QC issues. I do know, and I've heard from a few people at Mattel that they've heard it too, and I'm not the spokesman for Mattel, so I don't need to say anything for them, but they're aware. And I think there's been some real disappointment that a model they were excited about has ended up just having a reputation of being disappointing. I don't know if future versions of this car will be better. But let's just go ahead and open this one up. So no conspiracies. It's like, if it's great, I'm not trying to prove anything. We're just going to see. Because I've heard it too. I know that we've seen the McLaren previewed a lot in those convention previews I did. And I think I think there was some work that had to be done on the doors. Like, I think that, I remember hearing, they wanted to make sure that having the opening part, maybe they should have just canned the opening part, but then again, they already have the McLaren F1 as a premium model. So, all right, enough talk, right? Let's just do it. Okay. Get rid of the box. Get rid of this too. So I've heard doors not closing properly. I've heard paint blemishes. So let's just have a look. I'm just going to go up close. In fairness, sometimes close-up shots, nothing will look good in close-up shots. This door doesn't seem to be totally flush, for sure, right? That looks fine from the back. I think that's supposed to be. I'm really just looking at it myself, kind of in the camera and not. I understand. See, these hinges, I think, have to be there to make the doors work. But some people like Champion DJK had a bunch of muck in there, kind of caught in there, which is kind of weird. All right, there's a little bit of a blemish there. I don't know if I'd notice it if I was looking so closely, but there is one. All right, doors. Yeah, the color on that door versus, I don't know if it comes across. There's a little bit of a... I mean, it looks pretty good. And obviously, hopefully for everyone that, I mean, yeah, if you're someone who got one that was all messed up, you don't care about what other people got, right? But I don't know, this seems to be fine with me. I could take it off, but that might take me a minute, so I'm not going to do it. But, okay. Yeah, I think my complaint, can I get that door? This is the problem with opening part. The color, there's a little bit of you notice there's a color variation between the doors and the body. That's one thing that makes it difficult, because I think, they paint these separately. And, I mean, I guess this side, it's pretty flush. This side could definitely be better. And I've said this before, like the BMW, I was pretty disappointed with the BMW M3 that they did. Was it the E46, 36? I don't remember which one. But the hood didn't close right? Yeah, I think there's a lot of pride in how they were able to get these doors done. I would say they do seem pretty flimsy. Maybe you just had to can it and just say no opening parts or opening hood. And yeah, it does feel a little, when you're closing it, you gotta finagle that a little bit. Yeah, see. Truth be told, I probably wouldn't have noticed all these little details if it wasn't for the experience of other collectors, but some have more some give these a more scrutiny than others. I probably am guilty of not giving them as much scrutiny. I'm just like, oh, cool, McLaren. But I do get disappointed in that right there. So anyway, yeah, this one seems to be okay. It seems to have some of the universal problems that some of these have had. I think to my eye, even off camera, you can some of the color variants I don't like there, but and it does, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it does, you know, for what it's supposed to be. And who knows? Who knows what the future is of that casting in future versions, but I know that if Mattel's going to put one out again, they're going to really have to bring it. Let's do the Pagani because this is the one I've already shown in shorts, so I know it's great, and I would assume that as most have had good quality, at least of late, RLC models, this one I think is phenomenal. The Huayra R Pagani, there's the back if you want to freeze it. I'll do this a little bit quicker because we've gone way long in this video. That goes somewhere else. Black chrome. Ron did this one as well. This is his first from scratch casting. I think he took over the McLaren to work on those doors and other pieces of it. He is a supercar and a hypercar fanatic. Not only does he design for Hot Wheels, but he has a collection of all kinds of brands. And so if someone says, oh, you know, well, Tarmac did a great one, which they did, of the Huayra R, or Mini GT does a great Paganis as well, just know that there's a designer there who agrees with you. They're fantastic castings, and he works for Hot Wheels and wants to make the Hot Wheels pretty good. And this thing is just phenomenal. I will maybe I'll put on the turntable without the case, but just for the sake of time, let's just walk through this one real quickly. Does have a removable part, but this time it's this one, at least this example I have, is really flush. Look at this thing. This Spectre Flame, I guess you'd call it black, but it's kind of like this gunmetal Spectre Flame, which is phenomenal. I love this view from the top. Just the dark mirrored look of it. Back is amazing. You can get really close up and you can kind of see, like, you know, I mean, that is incredibly close up. But you can just see all the details in it. I know some people are like, oh, well, the exhaust. Like, well, I mean, go try and get as that close up. But I mean, come on, from its normal, look at that. It looks great. I think sometimes people, and I know most people, you either like something or you don't. Most people don't comment, but sometimes the comments on on Instagram. Oh boy. Oh, it's a disaster. No, it's not. No, it's not. Sometimes I wonder if people are going to complain that they can't fit in it and it doesn't have a real engine in it or something like that because, you know, and I think this is, from a Hot Wheels perspective, this is phenomenal. Mini GT, Tarmac, brands I love. I think you can like all these brands and not have to hate the brands you don't like. I was talking to someone today. I'm like, am I wrong for liking everything or liking all these brands? Getting excited about everything. This is about as cool as it gets as far as a Hot Wheels goes. Let me show you the back here. Even this piece is cool just from the top and bottom in all chrome. There's the engine. You can see there's like Pagani details. It's really well done. Ron killed it on this. You have those inserts, and then it just pops right back into place. Sits beautifully. Not much to complain about here unless there's QC issues with them. And I hate to even say like unless, because we shouldn't expect QC. Well, obviously we shouldn't expect QC issues, and I don't expect that we'll see them with this. This thing is just super clean. Well, you guys tell me what you think. There is an RLC update. Those are my thoughts. I get everybody's fear about the McLaren and frustration with the McLaren. I want to make that known. And I do know, it's not my job to tell you, but I do know that Mattel is aware of it. And, you know, it bums them out that, what they're going to do about it, I don't know. Some people I think have gone to Mattel saying that the quality of their car wasn't worth the money they paid, and how they're going to handle it. I'm sure not going to get involved in that, of course. But yeah, they should hold RLC. We should hold RLC to a high standard. I know they do too. And so you know, when there's a swing and a miss like that, it does leave a lot of people frustrated, but I wanted to open it up and see what we do. All right, you guys tell me what you think. Thanks, everybody. Bye.